Hey guys, what's going on? So I wanted to come up with another party story and just kind of tell you guys, hopefully, another funny story that you guys will like. And I just wanted to let you know that you should keep in mind that this is probably one of my favorite party stories because it got pretty crazy. A lot of cool stuff happened, meaning the most people were there. A lot of crazy stuff happened, the most in ever in any party, and it ended up being a positive experience through and through. It was not a foul ending like the other two parties, so I overall enjoyed this party, and I think it's just a great story that I can tell. Anyways, so what I wanted to get at was this was a senior year party, just like most of the ones I went to, and my friend David was having a party, and he was best friends with one of my best friends, whose name is Chim. And if you can't tell, that is not a real name, but that's what we've grown to call him over the years. So he'll know what his name is when he hears this. But anyways, Chim, if you're out there, I hope you like the story. Because the story is, I go to David's house. I had never been there before. We've always been kind of pretty good friends because we played football together freshman year. And since then, we've pretty much known each other pretty well through the years. Just kind of coming in and out of friendship like things go in high school. So I go to his house, I meet David there, and there's like 200 people in his backyard. It's crazy. And one of the first thing that strikes me as odd is when I walk into his backyard, you have to kind of go through his driveway, and kind of walk through a gate, and like all the parents are out there kind of just chilling. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of weird. The parents are just cool with 200 people in their backyard. So it turns out that David's parents are just really cool, and they're just like, yeah, we'll keep things under control. You know, we're just gonna moderate the party, but you can have one another like nevertheless. And so ups to them for being cool guys. We go to the backyard, and I'm there, and I meet a lot of my friends there because a lot of my friends were going to be there, and so I'm just having fun. Someone hands me a drink, you know, just chilling, watching people play Pong, drink, have fun, talk to more people, more drinking. Things start getting like a little crazy because people are just going wild and being loud and shit and like yelling and stuff. Someone's throwing up. I remember that. That was not very fun. I was really close to that, but luckily I didn't get any on me. But anyways, I'm trying to just set up how like hazy the most of the event was at first. But then what happened is I'm kind of moving through the party. Like I go into the garage. It's really heated in there, like meaning that it's hot. Not that there's like a fucking fight going on, but it's pretty hot in there. There's like 100 people in the garage at least, surrounding this one table. I think it's a pool table. There's just this big ass bottle of Sky vodka on there, and this kid just grabs it and fucking starts chugging it, and everyone goes berserk. And like the whole crowd of like 100 people, and I'm not even exaggerating. This garage was packed. When I walked through it earlier, I did not imagine there'd be that many goddamn people that could fit in that garage. But this dude's just chugging the vodka. Everyone's cheering him on like chug, chug, chug. This guy's probably got like a fucking pit of fire in his throat because he's just chugging so goddamn much. And eventually he puts the bottle down. His face is just red. His eyes probably are like 100 degrees, and he's just like, oh my god. And then he just walks away, and everyone's freaking out and cheering him and shit. And I think some more people go around and chug the bottle and stuff. And I'm like, this is just retarded. I would never do this, but it's pretty fucking fun to watch nonetheless. So that was really fun. And then next thing I know, the cops are just showing up to the like in front of the house. Like the sirens are on, or the lights are on, but the sirens aren't on. So the light, like they come up and they're just like, there's too many people here. We've gotten too many noise complaints. You have to tell your people to leave. So David's parents instantly go into fucking okay parent mode. Let's go. They're yelling at everybody, get out of the house. You know, get out. Go to your cars. You know, if call a cab. You don't drive drunk. Just get out of here. Like we do not need you here. Get out. The cops have come. There's too many people. Get out of our house. And I'm like, oh shit, no chill in a second. And I understand because it's like I don't want these people in my house if it's going to be a problem with the cops. So anyways, I thought I was going to have to leave because I didn't know what was going on. But basically my friend Chim's like, okay, you know, we all know you're friends with David. Just come with us. Come inside the house. And so we actually go inside the house because inside of the house was off limits normally in the party. But I go upstairs to David's room, and we're chilling there with like 6 other people. And it's pretty much like we're watching shit go down because he has a window view of the backyard. We're watching people get rushed out, and like we're getting all out slowly. We see people drunkenly stumble like out of the house and stuff. And so we're kind of like laughing to ourselves because it's like, okay, we got the better of you guys. We get to stay and have fun a little bit, and you guys all have to leave. Haha. And so pretty much the whole house is cleared out. The parents come in to check on us and just say, okay, you know, stay up here. If you go downstairs, go with somebody else. Just like don't leave the house. Don't let anyone drive home. And we're like, okay, cool. Thanks for letting us stay. And so now it's just like 7 drunk dudes in a room, and like one of us is already passed out on the bed, and like everyone else is telling stories and stuff and like talking about, I don't know, experiences with the girls and stuff. And it's pretty fun bonding moment with the people in there. Like it lasted for probably like 6 hours. We did not go to sleep because it was too early. and the kid that already fell asleep, you know how you always kind of gotta fuck with the guy who fell asleep first. So we someone had the brilliant idea to put a handful of spaghetti into his pocket. So he grabbed a handful of spaghetti and just shoved it into this kid's pocket, and it was the most retarded thing I've ever seen, but it was also really funny. And so we took a picture of the kid passed out on the bed with spaghetti in his pocket, and I think we sent it to him later, and he was just like, "What the hell is this? Like, what? When did this happen to me?" So that poor guy got spaghetti in his pocket, but everyone else had fun. We kind of just drank a little bit and just talked to each other about cool shit and like stories and stuff, and that was really fun. And one of us, had the bright idea, and this was actually a smart idea, to go downstairs and get some food because the way it was set up originally was the party had big ass silver platters. Not really, it's like a buffet container of like aluminum full of food, and just people would just grab them and make some food. So there were hot dogs down there, and if you don't know this, when you're drunk and it's like in the middle of the night, like the number one priority food that you want is a hot dog. Eating a hot dog while you're drunk is like the greatest thing of all time. But anyways, that's pretty much what drove us to go get those hot dogs. Because we were all hungry as fuck, and we knew that like the only way to get good food was to go downstairs and get those hot dogs that have just been calling our name all night. So we set out on a party of 4 or 5 of us, and we all go down the stairs, and we open the door, and it's just pitch black in the house because his parents are asleep, and like no one else is in there. And we open the door in the garage, and it's like super cold, and it's dark, and we can't see, so we're kind of, someone turns on their phone flashlight, and then they point it at the hot dogs, but in front of the hot dogs is the big pool table, the one that everyone was crowding around when that dude was chugging earlier. And guess what's on the pool table? A fucking guy is just asleep that no one had accounted for or noticed when everyone was rushing out of the building. So like, the fucking dude is just on the pool table, asleep with a sleeping bag over him, and he's just like about to fall off. Like his hand and foot are like dangling off the side of the pool table. And we know this guy, and we're like, "Oh shit, dude! Like, what's up?" Because we wanted to make sure he didn't fall over. So someone woke him up and asked him if he was all right, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then we're like, "Okay, so do you want to get picked up?" And he's like, "No, I'll just spend the night." And we're like, "All right, dude." And we're all drunk, so it's not like we're gonna go out of our way to like help this guy super hard. So he's dangling off the pool table, and like we just leave him be. We put his arms back, and then I think someone gets him a pillow, and then that's that. We leave him there, and we get our fucking hot dogs, and we're hyped as fuck because we took the last of the hot dogs, and they were delicious. And then we go back upstairs, and the dude with the spaghetti in his pockets woke up, and he was feeling super nauseous. That dude was throwing up for like 3 hours. It seems that most of the times that I have a good party, someone that I know afterwards is throwing up, and I might talk about another party that ended that way later. But so far, Spaghetti Pockets Man was just vomiting in the toilet because he drank too much, I guess, and went too ham. So don't drink too much, kids. It's bad. And I would also like to say that we had a ton of fun after that. That dude kind of got over the throwing up, and we talked more about each other and had fun. And I think I slept for like a total of 2 hours because it was already too late and I had nowhere to sleep. I think I slept in like the David's brother's room on the floor, and it was not comfortable at all. So I was kind of just doing it to get the time out so I could just go home at a normal time and not try to drive at 3 a.m. while I'm inebriated. So pretty fun night. The events were more fun than the morning after, I could say that much, because it was just like cold and everyone wanted to talk to each other because we were all kind of super fucking tired. And then I just drove myself home, and pretty fun time. I know I kind of trailed off at the end here, but I realized I was running out of things to say about this party because, things that go well often aren't talked about because it's not really that interesting unless it's like went super well. So I think it was just a fun night altogether, and I definitely take good parties for granted because I probably have a split down the middle of good and bad parties because you never know what someone's gonna do when they're fucking drunk or something like that. So, alright everybody, see you later.